I learned machine learning in the course of 1 month. Hi guys, welcome back. How you doing? See, if you watch my videos, you get a Joey greeting. So if you want to get more Joey greetings, watch the rest of my videos and possibly subscribe. Yeah. As you read from the title, I learned how to code using neural networks and use machine learning in the matter of 1 month. Most people go to college for this, but I was like, hey, why not do this in high school? I mean, that's classic Tanisha, taking on way too much. Completely not stressful. Anyways, actually, in reality, it was really fun. And agreed, I am not an expert at machine learning and don't know a lot of techniques. I am sort of continuing to implement them and have learned the basics of it and know how to build a neural network on my own. So hey, that's something. So my goal from the starting of this 1 month was to build a neural network of any type, any prediction in 1 month. And I sort of completed the task, and that's when I was like, okay, now I can shoot this video. Let's talk about material. So I had an abundance of materials and resources. That's because I had a Skillshare account where I pay for premium. So I get all of those courses. Plus I got access to a lot of PDFs for books. So I would somehow get access to PDFs online for books which are generally very costly. That would reduce my cost for, just like learning it in general. And agreed, I'm not done with all of the books. However, I feel like I have done enough to create this video and help you guys with what resources you can use. So the first resource I would say, if you are good at Python, or if you know the basics or are not sure about Python, then I would say you do a basic course on Python Essentials. So the best course which I found out there was by freecodecamp.org, and it's Learn Python. I will link it down below. It's 4.5 hours long, although I didn't have to sit through most of it because I kind of already knew most of the essentials. So you can go through the topics by timeline for what you already know and what you want to learn more, so that you don't waste your time and you get to learn everything. The next resource, my two best friends, would be these two books. First one is Deep Learning with Python. It works with neural networks, teaches you all the essentials of it, and sort of helps you conceptualize what it is, clarifies all the misconceptions, and also goes on to more advanced topics like how to implement them and how to make them better, etc. Then the second book I read, and I'm actually in the process of reading it, Machine Learning in Action. So this is a pretty good book as well because it sort of encompasses all of the sort of different types of machine learning, because neural networks are a subset of machine learning, and this sort of discusses and clarifies the concepts related to machine learning in general. So they do go in depth on how to implement these sort of different machine learning techniques, but it is quite useful as a beginner. These books are really good, especially for those who want to understand neural networks from scratch, or even those who are good at it and they want to learn more. There might be a few misconceptions in your mind which get clarified. So these two books I would recommend 10 out of 10. They're amazing. I am going to start reading from Scikit, Machine Learning Scikit TensorFlow 2.0. I guess it's that. And it's a pretty useful book. It's got great. It's pretty pricey. So if you can find secondhand books or any sort of PDF versions, that would be amazing for you. Ebooks, whatever you want to look for. And so these are sort of the resources I used mostly. I ended up realizing Skillshare was a lot more advanced. The courses that weren't that helpful. However, it was pretty substantial. So if you want to look into it more as further developing and using more resources after these bare essentials, then you can go into Skillshare or YouTube courses for specific tasks. So how I measured my progress was my ability to build a neural network. So I went to Kaggle and I downloaded a dataset which was easy to use and didn't have a lot of parameters, so it would be easy for me to implement the dataset. I found this dataset about Lok Sabha candidates, so if they won or not, and their assets, their liabilities, their age, their gender, basically all the parameters you would say that affect a candidate's chances for winning. So I thought that's a pretty cool data set because it's just binary. It's yes or no, that they win or not. So I built a neural network that will predict whether a candidate will win or will not win in the Lok Sabha a seat, right? So that's sort of what it does, and I've made it up to 80% accuracy. As I'm not that well aware with the rest of neural network techniques, I only know the basics. I was only able to get it up to about 80% accuracy. Plus, I only had 2000 samples. So that's pretty low actually in terms of machine learning. Like in general, like bare minimum for a really good functioning neural network would be 10,000. I mean, there are ways to use smaller data sets, but you'd have to sort of use the data in different ways. I'm gonna like link the file down below and you can look it up. So it doesn't really take in inputs as of now. However, I am gonna create a website and I'm gonna upload it on the as a YouTube community post where you can check it out, and I'm gonna create a calculator where you can enter everything and then it will just tell you whether or not you will win a seat at the Lok Sabha or not. I know it's a pretty random topic, but I'm pretty excited by it because it's my first neural network and I didn't use any other frameworks. I just looked them up as references and I implemented it on my own. I one hot encoded the data on my own. Coding enthusiasts might know about, which is basically converting data into binary digits so that the computer can understand them well and they can be entered into a neural network. Realizing and implementing the data set itself was such a huge task because it took me more time than making the neural network itself. Like writing down the code for the neural network was like quick. It was like 1 hour max. However, just formatting the data according to the inputs that the neural network takes took me hours and took me days. It took me around like a week just to figure out how to format the data. So that is one challenge which I think many of you guys, if you're looking to get into machine learning, will not anticipate. Keep trying because one time you're gonna hit it, right? And you're gonna be able to build your neural network. So at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to build a neural network. It just takes a little bit of time and effort. And it's a pretty interesting challenge. So please go ahead, start learning this if you're interested. Don't stop yourself because it's such a oh my god, so difficult, because it might seem difficult, but it becomes very easy once you grasp the concepts. And I'm in love with it, and I'm gonna spend 1 month in, I think, July, right? So 1 month in either June or July just coding using neural networks. So that's how much I love this process, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. And yeah, thanks for watching. Also subscribe and like and comment down below what your inputs are. It could be feedback, it could be other resources, it could be where I'm wrong, or maybe you could just like try out the code I've linked down below and see whether it actually is up to the mark. I mean, you could check it out basically. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye. God damn, those neighbors. Kill them. Why are they so noisy? Why are my neighbors so noisy?